This looks good. Actually, probably before I get too deep into it, I should probably explain why I chose this video. I chose to look at the ultimate Flash game tier list because I kept on seeing a few VTubers that I watch react to this. Once again, another case of me watching videos because other people that I watched it first, and now I want to watch what they watch so that way I can watch them watch that.
I understand.
Plus, like, just the thumbnails that I saw, some of them were games that even I was familiar with, so I'm kind of curious to see if I could recognize any of them. I used to play a lot of Flash games when I was younger. From elementary to, like, maybe early middle school, Flash games were all the rage. We would always be hopping on there whenever we had an opportunity to jump on the computer, you know? What's the tier list gonna look like? And it's the ultimate Flash game tier list, so it sounds like we're gonna be in for quite the selection. The balloons. I actually recognize this one, but I never really knew the name of it. Also, we have fucking Happy Wheels. Is that N? It looks like N. And then you have Raft Wars. When I first saw that, like way back when, I was so cooked because I completely forgot about it and was struggling. I was like begging my brain to dig through the depths of my memories to figure out what the fuck the name of that game was. And then it, like, months later, it came to me. I think I edited that exact video where I was fucking struggling to figure out what game it was, and that's when it hit me.
So now with the youth hopping onto free games on the internet...
Wait, what was that? What is that game called? I used to play this a lot on my PC. Like I would get on, like, fucking those gaming websites, like Armor Games and Addicting Games and stuff. And I'd play games like this. Oh my god, what was this called? Oh, it was Raft Wars, because I kept getting recommended a video by... I forget the name, but he covered it. I almost want to react to that video at some point, because it would just give me an excuse to look at the game again. Oh, is that the chicken duck game, whatever? Oh, the interactive buddy, bro. I used to fuck around with this. I used to fuck around with a lot of like ragdoll type games. It was just kind of a neat little thing to turn off my brain to, you know. Oh, I recognize this. It was like Run or whatever. I always wanted to play that, but I feel like I kind of looked into this game towards the tail end of like Flash fucking dying. Hello. That was quite the fall. Hello.
Hello again. Welcome back. Flash games.
Yep, I'm back.
A great relic of the 2000s. Today, we'll be ranking them in a tier list to determine which games...
Poo! I saw that. Show me the poo. Don't actually, though, but like, look. Poo.
are truly the best.
Top
which
tier,
are objectively
boy.
Poo tier trash. If you were anything like me as a kid, you
Ah!
probably spent a great deal of time on many different websites playing Flash games.
I think the thing about these Flash games is that some of them feel like they're just the same game, but with a different skin. And honestly, I kind of appreciate that, because that means that like every genre, every category has something for everyone. Like this one, for example, like if you don't like it because it's taking place in some prehistoric caveman era, I'm sure there's another version of this type of game in like a sci-fi setting or modern setting or medieval or whatever, or even like very oddly specific ones. I remember there was like grappling hook games where you kind of traverse a constantly moving track, I guess, or course. And you have to use like a grappling hook to maneuver the area as like the map is continuing to move forward. And if you don't like move around quick enough or traverse the obstacles quick enough, the screen's gonna leave you behind and then you lose. I remember there was one that had a grappling hook. There was one that was quite literally Spider-Man. And I distinctly remember it because it was like you were on a city top. The background was like a city. You were like trying to like web sling around, and fucking Black Betty was playing in the background. So I'm like, and I played that shit so much. Oh, Black Betty. There's a little bit of something for everyone. And if you don't like that version of that something, there's another version for it that might be more suited to your taste.
I have fond memories of sites like Congregate, Nitro,
Congregate!
Cool Math Game,
Nitro! Cool Math! Addicting games, armor games, mini clip, and shit like that. There's so many, bro. And I'm sure there's some that I don't even remember, bruh. Oh.
and each of these had their
Wait,
own...
really? Are you fucking serious? Is that how that was?
Each of these had their own personal identity and a catalog of games. Some good, some bad, and some just kinda...
And some of the games overlapped. Like some... Mutilated doll! I'm starting to sound like a fucking psychopath the more that I recognize some of these games and realize, oh wow, I was kind of a little psychopathic. Naruto Online, the fuck? I guess I did say that like there were a lot of games that kind of pulled from like weirdly specific things, like the Spider-Man one, but like Naruto?
identity and a catalog of games.
Okay, so it was Run. Oh yeah, Fireboy and Water Girl. Whenever I see this, I always think of like Shark Boy and Lava Girl for some reason. I'm just trying to see if I recognize any of it. I think I recognize this one. There are a lot of motorcycle like games like that. That's why I like the Trials games, like Trials HD, Trials Evo, Trials Fusion, and then I stopped playing those games after that because they kind of just phased out of my catalog. God, I miss those days. There was like this weirdly specific one though. You had the ability to kind of change the direction you drove, and for some reason, a lot of the tracks were essentially like neon blocks. I wish I could remember what that was. If there are at any point I'm describe a Flash game that I don't remember the name of, if anyone knows, please let me know. Oh yeah, and while I'm on this topic, another sort of thing that I feel like has kind of been phased out with Flash gaming is certain, like, I guess, mainstream websites that had games on them. Like, I remember all the cereal brands had this like one website that they like all kind of come from that you kind of always go back to in order to go through the other serials. They had their own fucking games. Some of them that I recognize like off rip was the like Flintstones serials. Like they had this like board game. It kind of played like Candyland and games like that where you just play like where you can choose like your Flintstones character and then you roll a dice and then you move through the thing and then you do that, this, that, and the other. Oh man, I miss that. There was this monster truck game with, was it Honeycomb cereal? I'm sure there were other ones that I can't think off rip, but like a lot of the websites for a lot of the cartoon channels and whatnot, like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, hell, even Disney and shit had their own like websites and whatnot that had like their own Flash games. I remember the Kids Next Door create your own like operative. Honestly, I played a lot of the Kids Next Door ones. The one where you basically kind of launch a fucking hamster and you have to go as far as possible. I know there were a lot of Flash games that did that formula. And I played almost all of them. Sorry, the worst part of it. I think even PBS Kids had some of their own. I remember I did like there was Arthur. There's like these Arthur games that I played. There's like the one where you played as like Buster and he gets abducted by aliens and you create your own alien. And then you play as like that one bully kid. Oh yeah, and fucking Noggin. Jeez, I think I'm really showing my age here by talking about some of these. They had their own Flash games and there was like, was it Ubi? Did Ubi have a Flash game of their own where you basically matched socks and shit? I played that one a lot. Bro. It was like a bunch of socks on a clothesline and you had to like match them or whatever. There was also I feel like there was also like an Ever's New Groove game. I'm trying to name off as much of them as possible because low-key, I kind of want people to identify some of them, if not all of them. Listen, I'm looking for any way to fuel my nostalgia, so you gotta bear with me on this one. I think I spoke about this one before during the Cartoon Network website. They had this one Pokemon game that was basically like where you click these colored blocks and the whole goal is to, I guess, pop them basically. And you basically have to like kind of clear the screen because you could mess up and then leave some space and then you get penalized for the blocks that you didn't pop, that you couldn't pop. Any and every game that is like that falls under the Flash category. I know it's technically stemmed away from like these types of Flash games, from like armor games and shit like that, but like I'm just trying to listen, this is just all a nostalgia like thing for me because all of it kind of fell under the same umbrella for me. I'm just looking for any excuse.
Some good, some bad, and some just kinda Strange.
Oh yeah, these parking games I kind of played low key. Like I can't even front. 2048. This clearly came out like 2012, 2015 type thing. Hey, Raptor's there. That's what's up.
Strange. Today we'll be playing these games and pitting them against each other to determine which game is truly the best. As you may have heard, Adobe is ceasing support for Flash Player at the end of the year. So I figured I would make this video before this chunk of our history
is an old video,
is
but
erased.
yeah.
Keep in mind, this list is 100% objective fact and cannot be argued with.
Not good one. Good one. Instead of the usual, this list is completely subjective and entirely my opinion.
Anyway, let us begin. We'll start our journey with D tier, because as we all know...
Oh, so instead of like going through like a list of games and like categorizing them, we're gonna start down and then work our way up?
No, low-end mediocrity is far worse.
Or no, are we explaining the list? Okay, we're explaining the list. Okay, gotcha. Because we need to set the criteria here. What constitutes a game that falls under these particular categories? I feel like Pooh requires no explanation.
We'll start our journey with D tier, because as we all know, low-end mediocrity is far worse than abject failure. We begin our journey with a true classic, Block Saws.
Wait, really? No, wait, so we are starting from the lower end, like not from Pooh. I guess Pooh will get its own special mentions. Really? This? I mean, I guess it's not really anything particularly grand. It's pretty simple. You just kind of get the block down the hole, and the map is laid out in a way to where you kind of have to where you can't always do it as easily as you think, and it requires you some time to think. That's why this game was on cool math. You had to do a little bit of calculations in order to get the block in the hole. I almost said hole in the block.
Probably a good game, but simply put, fuck this game. It really puts into perspective just how little functional brain cells I actually have.
Oh, so you only put this here because of your skill issue. You know what? I understand. We all have our moments. I can't blame him here. I never beat this game, and I never came back as an adult to beat it.
Yeah, sure, the game is probably good, but oh my god, just get in the hole.
Understandable.
You gotta roll this rectangle prism guy into this hole right here. He doesn't fit horizontally, so you gotta roll him in vertically. Dude, just get in the Every level gets harder, and every waking minute I spend here
it does get a
decreases my
little
IQ by
trickier
several
every
points.
time.
D tier. Trash. Don't ever talk to me again.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We have Bubble Trouble.
Bubble Trouble.
Bubble Struggle?
Never
Alright.
heard of
bubbles,
this one.
Bubbles split into 2 more bubbles. Shoot more bubbles. Thrilling. Once again, I find myself utterly incapable of predicting the path of a bouncing bubble.
Oh, so you can't
The first
let
few
it
levels
hit
are
you.
fairly easy, but then...
Oh. Lord have mercy.
This game
Damn.
also features a 2-player mode designed to instill as much hatred for your fellow man as possible. This game fucking sucks. Get out of here.
I mean, understandable. It's the fact that it's like very punishing and that it takes a long time. Or it's the fact that it takes a long time that makes it very punishing. Because if you fail even once and you gotta start all completely over from the beginning, I can understand that.
Around medium D tier, we have Interactive Buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why this one's kind of low. It's like it's less of a game and just more of a interactive buddy. It's like one of those games where you kind of have like this little pet that you kind of mess with that like you keep in your pocket. It's like those little pocket pets that you kind of interact with. The only difference is that you can actually like abuse this.
This game is...
Plus the like little man has skins. So it's like, yeah, you can literally do whatever.
bizarre. It's the only game I know of that allows you to brutally assault ex-President George W. Bush.
Crazy.
This guy is our interactive buddy, who we can tickle,
And you
pick
make
up,
money.
sing him a tune on the radio, and then set him on fire, throw infants at him, and nuke him from orbit.
Yep.
This...
The amount of times I did this was kind of... made me question my mental state.
game appeals to the sadistic masochist buried deep inside every...
Oh my god.
I can at least admit that I kind of were.
child's mind. Like any classic CIA interrogation, there isn't actually an end goal. Of course, if you consider buying more powerful fun tools, then there is one. To get items
Yeah.
and weapons, you need money, which is earned by repeatedly throwing bowling balls into the poor guy's head. We can also use this money to dress our interactive buddy up as different people, like Republican, Democrat, Guerrilla Fighter, Teletubby. Who the fuck is Tom? The game also features different modes, like blood and gore. What the fuck?
This is something the Clock Crew would do. I feel like this is a very like 2000s reference that I just would not get because I was probably too young.
D tier. Weird. Cut the rope. I've played this game a lot.
Cut the rope.
It's not great.
I feel like this is... I mean, I guess it still came out during the Flash games era, but I feel like it feels more like a mobile game.
You cut a rope and feed this little dull bludger his Centrelink payment.
I mean, I played this every now and then, but then like after a certain point, especially when you have ads, like, ugh.
Wonderful. It's kind of satisfying to get the thing to get all 3 stars, but really, it's boring.
It is.
D tier, go away.
It is. It's like a little thing that you... This is why I'm talking about like when you have like a mobile phone. This is like a more mobile game than anything. Because like this is something that it seems like you kind of pull up from your phone, kind of mess around with it every now and then when like you're waiting on an appointment or something. C tier.
Moving quickly on to C tier, we have Duck Life. This game plays like Lone Star.
That's what that game was called. I never actually played it myself. I usually watched other people play it because I feel like this kind of came in towards the tail end of me stopping playing Flash games and kind of moving on to like actual video games.
Worse in almost every way. They made 4 of these, and they all play more or less the same.
Right.
You get your duck, train him to become an elite CrossFit athlete, and then race him against other ducks. My strategy in this game is quite simple. Make your duck a literal supersonic jet for the flying event, and nothing else on all other events. Yeah, sure, the other ducks will gain the initial lead, but your flying will be so dominant that they will still lose. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this measurement here is meters, which means our duck at max speed can go 1 kilometer per second. Then, feed your duck the most potent anabolic steroids money can buy, and have him race.
Yeah.
Now watch here as our duck starts out slowly, losing our initial lead to the other ducks in the race. The other ducks get to the cliff first, leap off, and begin flying. Our duck comes along and leaps off the cliff and absolutely smokes these other players. Easy. C tier. C is for quack.
I feel like at this point, it becomes less of just like a competition and more of a power fantasy at that point. If you just kind of super focus your stats.
Next up, we have Extreme Pamplona. You play as this runny away guy. Cool game, but very simple. The controls are literally 3 buttons. Just hold the right arrow and press up occasionally. You start in Pamplona, España, running away from a bull. Next up, you go to either Holland or
Deutschland.
And run away from women.
Oh my.
Stay safe, King. Then you get 2 of 3 choices. Just don't choose Switzerland, and you'll be good. Seriously, the ski guy does not mess around.
Fuck! Wow.
Once you've been chased through the entire country of France in 40 seconds...
You know what? This is the first time I've seen a Flash game that I have not seen, like, prior. Like, I have not seen, like, many. I'm sure there are, but I just personally have not seen many Flash games that follow this formula.
You arrive in Sweden, where you get chased by this fat guy through a bathhouse. To escape the bathhouse, you must use the surrounding fat guys and launch yourself to the upper floors. After you bounce off of the Swedish population, you go back to Spain and...
Because I feel like, aside from like the Spider-Man one that I was talking about before, or the grappling hook one, I feel like there's not really that many types of games that feature like parkour and shit like that. And I mean, if there were, it feels less like parkour, more like platforming. This one feels like genuine parkour.
Run back into the stadium with the bull chasing. C tier. Simple and good. Up next, we've got Heliattack 3.
The hell's this?
Play as this guy, who spends his days shooting down helicopters with a pistol, grenades, and many kooky weapons.
A lot of games like these.
Incredible. Occasionally, helicopters drop said weapons for you to better shoot down the other helicopters with. Each level has a quota that you must fulfill. Once you destroy the local rotary wing airspace, you move on to the next level. The next level has stronger helicopters for you to destroy. Once you reach the final level, you don't win. You enter the endless mode, which gets boring quite quickly.
Fair enough.
C-tier.
I mean, I feel like that kind of applies to a lot of games with endless modes. It's like you kind of just... I feel like at that point, you just kind of hyper-focus your attention until you get tired of it, and then you move on to something else.
Commando.
The fuck is this?
The first Commando game. This game is horrendously difficult. You have 3 lives to beat the entire game.
This feels very Contra.
What the fuck? You play as a British commando from World War II, tasked with single-handedly destroying the entire German army. You can shoot in
Lit.
exactly 2 directions, directly forward and straight up. The game also has pretty terrible input lag, health packs are spread really far apart, some of the platforming is just plain rude.
Yeah.
You only get 3
Wow.
lives. Oh my god! Hence why I wasn't able to finish the game despite playing it for a couple of hours. Besides the horrid difficulty, the game is actually pretty fun. When you come across a tank, I'd recommend using grenades like this.
Just crouch and shoot its treads. B tier.
Starting off with B tier, we have Run 2, a
Run.
true staple of the Cool Math Games universe.
Yeah.
In this game,
Wait, what was that? Yeah, the world's hardest game. I remember that one. I also remember B cubed. And this is what I was talking about, the stick swing. I mean, not this specifically, but this type of game. I'm kind of just assuming here, but like this is the type of game that I'm talking about. This is just another variation of the game that I'm talking about, bruh.
In this game, you play as a faceless grey blob wearing skates that runs. And runs.
And runs.
And keeps on running. Yeah.
Yep.
What is it running from?
It's very simple.
We don't know, but can only speculate.
I don't know if this came first or if like the mobile market kind of came around and did this. Because I know there are like a lot of games like this, like Temple Run and shit. Albeit Temple Run was a little bit more restrictive. Like Temple Run, Subway Surfers and shit like that. I guess Subway Surfers is like a much better comparison to this one. Like you at least have some form of input and there's some depth to the track that you're following, like literal track that you're following. Whereas Temple Run, you only have like 3 paths, and they're like they barely change. At least they barely change like altitudes and shit like that. So it's always this path.
Finishing each level is really quite easy.
Yeah.
The difficulty in this game is collecting these yellow dots. There is 1 per level, and they usually require some brain activation to get. I'll be honest,
yeah.
I never played this one much, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah. It's just something you pull up every now and then.
1. The first game in
What
the
is
Learn to Fly
this?
trilogy. Now these games are pog.
Really?
You play as this penguin who gets epic troller-lolled by a Wikipedia article stating that penguins are flightless birds.
Rage bait.
Our waddling protagonist then collects investment from someone.
Wait, was that actually the intro? Is that the actual intro of the game?
Troller-lolled by a Wikipedia article stating that penguins
Because I was like, why is the quality on this so bad? But then that's when I realized, it's like,
flightless
wait,
birds.
is this actually the intro?
Our waddling protagonist then collects
Bruh.
investment from someone and takes flight with the help of specially made penguin launching technology. Once again, I have to say it, this game is pog.
Oh, so this is just another one of those games that fall into that category of like get as far as possible and you get like power-ups and shit that will help. Okay, understandable.
To upgrade your equipment, you must gain money. To gain money, you need to fly for long duration at high altitude and high
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
At the end of the game, you
I'm
get a
familiar
fast
with this
glider
now.
and a big rocket and
God
take off for
damn!
the distance, only to smash into a giant iceberg that was somehow out of sight, permanently paralyzing our pinguino from the neck down. Epic series, decent game. B tier.
That's understandable. I enjoyed this category. What the fuck? Squirtle, what are you doing here?
Next up, we toss the turtle.
Toss the
best
turtle.
turtle
That's
cruelty
fucking.
simulator on
Oh,
the market.
wait! Isn't no? Oh my god! Isn't this like Isn't this the fucking artist that created those animations? Those like fucking gory ass animations, bro. I've been wanting to react to their stuff for a while, bro.
That's disturbing. You get a cannon and a slingshot and must fire this poor turtle as
So-
far as possible. Much like the Learn
Yeah,
to Fly
same
series, you earn
concept.
money to get upgrades.
But
These
I've not seen one as gory as this one. I mean, the other one, some of the ones I play were also pretty gory, but still.
upgrades are then used to go further to earn more money and buy more upgrades. Now I spent around an hour and a half trying to complete this game before I realized that it never actually ends. Once you unlock all the best stuff, there's nothing else to do, and the game gets boring. Still fun, though.
Wow.
B tier.
I mean, that's kind of how it is for most of those
Tanks.
games.
A classic
Tanks!
multiplayer experience. Get your friends and complain vigorously about the shit.
Ooh, it's like fucking worms and shit. Like worms, territory wars.
Game
Damn.
design. Shoot guys,
Very simple.
airstrike guys,
Ooh. Oh yeah, no, that's very
hot
worms.
shower guys. Very nice. Tanks. B tier.
Yeah, understandable.
Off the rails. Very solid game about two sombrero-wearing cacti traversing the Mexican desert.
Seems like very Nitrome, because I feel like Nitrome is one of those games that really focused on like the pixelated style of games. There were a lot of Nitrome games that I played, actually. I wish I could remember the one that I played a lot.
On a hand-powered railcar. Good soundtrack, nice art and animations, and the cacti go.
Andre!
B tier.
Nice.
Next up, we have Shopping Cart Hero.
What is
You
this?
play as this dude who throws himself in a shopping cart repeatedly off a cliff for clout.
I'm noticing a trend with this tier.
You can earn this clout
Jesus!
to buy legends, afterburners, and friends to throw off the cliff.
Nice.
To get the most clout, you must perform tricks in a sequence, kind of like Tony Hawk. Very
Oh,
nice.
so the gimmick on this one is the fact that you have to like do other stuff while flying around.
B tier. Skywire 2. Not the most famous game out there, but certainly a good one. You're a cable car that needs
Oh wait, it's this! This was the one that I'm talking about! Oh my god, yes! This is literally the game I was just talking about!
to deliver these little
This
tic-tac
Nitrome
dudes
game.
to the end of each level, presumably on some fucked morning commute. Every mistake you make, one of the tic-tacs is ejected and sent to a watery demise. The music is solid.
Oh my god, yes, the music! I was about to say the music is so good!
The level design and art are really good. The game is just good. Except for these purple fucks, they can go away.
Right.
B tier. Finally, Papa's games. All of them in general, because they're
This is one of those games where I've never played myself, but I just watch other people play it, or other people talk about it.
pretty much the same game. For this video, I played Papa's Pizzeria, which involves the creation and poisoning of pizzas to deliver
Who did I watch that played this? Specifically this one.
to unsuspecting customers. You take their order, place God knows what that is in a specific pattern, throw the pizza in the oven for a specific amount of time, and then slice it up and give it to them. The difficulty comes with more customers and more orders for you to get mixed up with. I'm
Right.
a really shit multitasker, so I find this game mentally challenging. Hi B tier.
Really?
Good games.
A tier.
Welcome to A tier. From here on, we get what is known as the Ooh Yeah Zone. For
Oh
games that make you
yeah.
go, Ooh yeah. Our first Ooh Yeah of the video is Age of War. This game is a true classic, and its music is what I used in the intro.
Oh
The
my.
game plays out on a 2D battlefield, where soldiers patiently line up and wait their turn to whack each other. You have a base, and the enemy has a base. To win, you simply destroy their base. The game has 3 types of units to choose from per age, and you can level up your base to create stronger ones. To cheese the game and win easily, I'd recommend abusing the pause mechanic. It resets all the animations of all the characters on screen, meaning if you have a ranged unit, he can fire at pretty stupid rates. Would recommend.
Oh my god.
That's another thing about these games. They're so easy to exploit.
A tier.
Understandable.
Final Ninja Zero. Yet another.
What is this?
Ooh yeah. You play as this ninja guy, who needs to run to an elevator in each level to win.
Oh wait, you know what? I might have actually played this before, but this was like I probably only played this like maybe once.
You can run,
I
jump,
just distinctly remember that elevator animation and the sliding animation.
slide and jump off of walls, go invisible for sneaky stealth time,
Ooh.
fling lots of shurikens at the bad guys, and also use shurikens as a grappling hook.
Wait, this is
fun.
so cool.
And quite cool.
That looks so cool. I wish I played more of that. Because, yeah, I definitely played it before, but I've never gotten that far on it. Probably got disinterested due to the lack of colors, which is a bit ironic since I looked at a lot of Madness Combat and played a lot of their games, which, by the way, oh, that actually leads to another thing. Fucking Newgrounds. Newgrounds was like a good epicenter for a lot of these Flash games. I mean, they had a lot more than that.
Meat and fuck kingdom, Steve.
Meat and hot.
I feel like I also played a lot of Flash games on there.
A tier. N.
And yeah,
Sometimes you jump off of walls,
my boy.
sometimes you jump into mines, and sometimes you misjudge how high that ledge is. That's the
I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those games where I kind of derived a sickening pleasure on causing the most distress for my character.
game. Epic. To win, you have to reach this thing, which opens this door, and then run into said door. These yellow squares increase the time you have to do each series of levels. In total, there's something like 500 levels. which is
Fucking
pretty
hell.
fun. A tier.
I mean, yeah,
Good
but
job.
like, damn.
Stick War. This game plays like Age of War if it was a campaign instead of a single battle. You
Understandable.
mine resources to create units and make said units.
I feel like I've always seen this like advertised or recommended to me on websites that I would see this on, but it's just like I never actually played it. I think this was also caught during. Oh, you know what? I also remembered another. I remembered another website, Stick Page. That shit was fucking lit. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Go and smack the enemies dead. Completing levels allows you to upgrade your existing units and sometimes access entirely new ones. To win,
I remember
you
these.
smash the
I
enemy
remember
statue
these
on
like
the other end of the
animations and
map.
shit.
The game gets
Even though I never
progressively
actually
more
played it,
difficult
though.
as more mechanics and units are introduced. My pro gamer tip would be buy lots of archers and use these mage guys. They can spawn these dumb little fucks at a very high rate while the archers go very good. A tier.
Ouch.
Learn
Thanks.
to Fly 3. Our penguin returns once again.
Oh
Not to
my.
conquer atmospheric flight, but to go beyond and reach the moon.
Go even
This
further
game is a lot
beyond.
like Learn to Fly 1, but instead of sideways, you go up. Astounding.
Yeah, another game of like I guess it's the same category, but like a subgenre of that, like going as far as possible instead of going the horizontal, you go the vertical. And I play a lot of games like that. I feel like there was like I feel like there might have been like a Kids Next Door game or something that did that. There's like a collection of Kids Next Door games that I played a lot when I was younger. I guess it all kind of followed the same umbrella, but just different characters and different bosses and whatnot. You kind of just play like a certain operative, and then you kind of traverse through the level, and then you end up fighting the boss in the end. God, I miss those. Oh, there was like the Tommy one. Was it Tommy? Timmy? Tom? Tim Tom? You played as him, and I guess the point is that you have to like kind of use a fucking trash ship, and you fly around, I guess, in space, and you have to land.
There are a few factors that determine the height of your flight. The capsule
Height
you
of your
use,
flight.
the rockets you have access to, the side boosters you attach,
Ooh.
the weight of the system, and the starting explosive you use.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, good game. A tier.
Understandable.
Ah yes, a true classic.
Bloons.
Tower Defense 4. This game does everything a
Yeah.
tower defense game can do right. The goal is extremely simple.
I feel like I used to play quite a few tower defense games, but I feel like they kind of got tiresome for me very quickly.
Stop the hordes of balloons from making
Jesus!
To do this, you must place dart-flinging monkeys, boomerang-flinging monkeys, cruise missile launchers, bolt monkeys,
Bolt.
plane monkeys, etc. This game is great. A tier.
Understandable. Like I would play
Fat
some of
Cat.
these.
Another
Fat
game
Cat.
from the best flash game site out there,
Nitro.
Nitrome. You play
I'm so glad I was alive to play on Nitro.
as two characters at the same time. This little owl dude with the mouse, and this big ol' flying chonker with the keyboard.
Chunk.
To win, you simply get the big boy to the end of each level without dying. The owl can shoot this machine gun thing, and the cat has a giant laser it can use.
Oh,
Like any Nitro
damn.
game, the graphics and sound design are really good. Everything feels satisfying, and the game is just generally kinda pog. Well done, Nitrome. A tier.
Good one. Okay, what's
We're done
on?
with
What's
A
up here?
tier, on to S tier. Officially, the big boy zone. Starting off
Yeah.
S tier, we have Happy Wheel. Do I even need
Yeah.
to explain this one?
Yeah, we
You
all
play as a
know.
diverse
We've all
cast
seen
of
it.
scuffed characters that go through levels. There is somewhat
Bing, bing,
realistic
bing.
physics, and each character in the game can be exploded into several small pieces. The game is very open-ended, with literally millions of levels available to choose from the level browser. Nice. There are a near infinite amount of ways your poor character can eat dirt.
Oh my
Personal favorites
god.
would be getting repeatedly shot in the head with a crossbow,
Ah!
harpoons, and this giant combine thing. S tier.
Jesus.
Motherload. This
Motherload.
game is truly one of the best,
What is
and
this?
well deserving of the big boy title. In it, you play as this mining thingy that needs to go down and collect valuable
Very
resources.
dig dug.
The game starts with our good friend Mr. Nutus giving us a briefing on what we're supposed to be doing here. Like the video if you show unconditional support and admiration
That
for
is
Mr. Nutus.
kinda. Stop!
You get dropped off by this dropship thing onto the surface of Mars as a well-paid miner. Mr. Nutus informs us that things have been
Diggy
kinda weird
diggy
around here
hole.
lately, so he's willing to pay a premium for miners like us to go down and dig. The deeper you dig, the more valuable resources you come across. Even
What's
things
the
like
goal?
ancient religious artifacts and Martian fossils can be
Ooh.
found. You also get radio transmissions from other people, presumably mining as well. The
Very
deeper you
dated.
go, the stranger they become. Mining and selling ores gives you cash to spend inside 3 shops. Equipment, upgrades, and fuel. I would highly recommend upgrading your fuel tank to a higher capacity because it runs out exceptionally quickly.
You know, it's kind of like that one game that was on Steam. What was it, like a game about digging a hole?
Once you've dug down to 4,000 feet, things start getting pretty strange. The
How
radio
so?
communications are weirder. There are lots of impenetrable rocks and lava pockets, and sometimes the dirt just explodes and kills you instantly.
Oh my.
Epic. Past 5,000 feet, it's too dangerous to use the drill, and explosives must be used to mine out dirt. At 6,000 feet, the altimeter goes all weird and doesn't tell you how deep you've gone. But you keep digging until you find the bottom. Once
And
at the
what's
bottom,
at the bottom?
you enter a giant cavern. And who else to greet you down there but the trustworthy and admirable Mr. Nutters.
Oh.
His name backwards is Satan.
Oh.
So
Huh.
naturally, you hit him with the...
That's it?
Well done. Oh, fuck, it's Mecha Satan.
Oh. Mecha Satan?
Once again, you hit him with the...
That's it? Damn, -40 is crazy.
Very good game. S tier. Commando.
Commando.
The first shooter game that I properly played as a kid. In it, you play as the same guy from the first game.
Big
Except
boy.
he's learned to shoot at angles other than 90 degrees. Whatever the first game did wrong, this game did right. There are 4
Okay.
levels, each with 3 levels
Improvements.
of difficulty. You get 9 lives to complete the game, which may seem like a whole lot more than Commando 1, but it's actually still pretty low, especially considering how hard the later levels get. This time,
Really?
our boy has been sent to the Pacific Theater to destroy the entire Imperial Japanese army, including whatever this thing is, this Kung Fu with an O warrior, a giant flying crab, and this samurai rocket.
Was that a giant enemy crab?
So here's this giant enemy crab.
A giant flying crab,
Holy
and this samurai
crab.
rocket. Need I say more? There are way more guns in the first game, and you get to organize them into a loadout, meaning you can carry more than one gun. Amazing. Great music, great art and animations,
Crocodiles!
great game. S tier. Learn to Fly 2. Now this game is not
Wow.
only Pog, it has gone beyond and achieved Mega Pog. Our brave
Care to
penguin
explain?
returns with one goal. Destroy the giant iceberg he flew into in the first game.
Ah, a
To do
revenge
this, Pinguino has
story.
enlisted the help of this vaguely penguin-shaped dummy for use as a high-powered, nuclear-armed hypersonic missile. Once again, our penguin has
Oh.
collected money from a mysterious investor and is using it in his ICBP program. The P is for penguin. To raise
Nice.
money, we must fly for a long duration at high speed and high altitude while destroying as many natural landmarks as possible.
Yeah.
There's a snowman, snow pile, mountain, little iceberg, and finally, the wall. To effectively destroy the wall, I would recommend attaching a nuclear warhead to our brave Pinguino and firing him off into the
A
distance.
fucking nuke? Ooh.
Epic. S tier. Best of the
Okay.
series. Amazing game. Stellar work. Incredible. How do they keep doing this? Raft Wars.
Yes!
Shooting people off rafts into
Bro! This game is fucking lit, man!
the shark-infested water game. Little Slim Tim over here
Oh,
finds his
no.
big old diamond while digging around in the sand at a local beach.
Oh yeah.
A story is run in the newspaper, which prompts a bunch of different individuals to go and try take the treasure.
Yarr, the treasure's mine!
Vikings, gangbangers, your neighbors, these racially ambiguous men.
I know. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about. I mean, like, maybe I did, but like, listen, I'm Asian, so I didn't even think that much about it.
And whatever these guys are.
Bruh.
Nice. Naturally, you repeatedly shoot tennis balls at them until they fall into the water and drown. In the
The
final
neighbors.
level, your other neighbors have tied your parents to a tree who need to be rescued. You drown your remaining neighbors
Is he
and
gonna?
rescue your parents to save the day.
Are they gonna talk about the the twist?
But then, sadly, your parents are evil and also want the treasure.
They betrayed us, our own flesh and blood, and they kidnapped our friend. Why?
So you drown them too. Well done. Everyone you know is dead, but at least you got the bread.
Hell
tier.
yeah.
Bloons Tower Defense 5. Remember how I said BTD 4 did everything right? Well, this game does everything even more right. It adds heaps of
Really?
features, lots of new towers, multiple upgrade paths to choose per tower,
Ooh.
abilities, demolished
God
tanks,
damn, the
etc.
frame rate?
During my recording session of this game, I got a little past round 100, which plays more like a PowerPoint presentation than an actual game.
Right.
Very good. This game is quite big, so I really can't do it justice in this video. Just take my word for it, it's a great game.
I mean, I
S tier.
believe it.
Hey.
I feel like tower defense games are just one of those games where you just kind of need to, like, find the one for you.
Age of War 2.
Oh, max games, bruh.
Similar to the
Jesus!
first game, but better in every way. You start in the Caveman Age, and must advance to higher ages to acquire better units, stronger
Ooh.
abilities, and more scuffed tactics. The ages are ordered a little strangely. First off, we got Caveman. Fair enough. Next is Spartan Age. Okay, yeah, that's like 1000 BC. Understandable. Next, the Ancient Egyptian Age. 4000 BC. Oh, yep. Then we jump
Bruh.
forward 5000 years to the Medieval Age, which is full of fairies. Then we get Renaissance. Swordman. Handles the sword like nobody else does.
Yeah?
Rifleman. Will not hesitate to use his musket to teach a lesson.
What a...
Then we get Modern Age. Infantry Soldier. Will perform advanced combat tactics.
Advanced.
Grenade Soldier. Will blow up rather, your mind. Wow. And finally, the Future Age. I will now demonstrate
Future.
how to beat this game on the highest difficulty. First off, understand that the only way to make money and XP is to kill enemies. This means if we want to maximize profit, we need to spend as little money as possible per each kill we get. For this job, we use the Chicken Smacker 9 million. The
Chickens!
Chicken Smacker fires eggs at a very high speed at enemy combatants, doing considerable damage for a relatively low cost. Then we wait until they're within range before spawning in our own guys. Using this tactic, we can reliably make more money per unit than if there was no Chicken Smacker. Continue this until you get to the Egyptian Age, where you spawn as many priests as physically possible. Make sure to upgrade both their damage and range. Once the audio starts clipping, you know you're doing well.
Yeah.
From this point, you most likely have a pretty strong lead and can simply spawn in range units until you win.
Ooh.
S tier.
Understandable.
Well, that's it then.
Okay.
The best and worst Flash games of my childhood. Wait a minute. What about Poo tier?
Oh.
Surely there's something that belongs down here.
Oh my god! It's freaking the hardest game.
Poo tier.
Understandable. Understandable.
Is that it? Can I finally leave?
Bruh.
No.
Ah!
There's more?
God? Is that you?
What?
There's more?
You missed a tier.
Oh,
What?
what?
You missed a tier, dumbass.
Oh, this one here?
Triple S.
Well,
Well, what could possibly be in that one?
I don't know any games that would go there.
Sit tight, fucko. Watch this.
Let me show you. Watch this. What the fuck is this?
Is that? Oh my god. Obama Alien Defense.
Huh?
Hello, gents. Thanks for watching this horrible mess.
We're not
When I
gonna
checked out the articles, I
elaborate!
thought, damn, the last video was pretty long. Let's do a short one. That worked well. I'd like to thank everyone for being patient with my incredibly lazy upload schedule. Next video should be a KSP one, so sit tight for that. I realize I haven't been streaming a lot, but I'll definitely get back on that grind for next video, so stay posted for that. I'd also like to extend a thanks to these dudes, who pressed the join button and
Nice.
became Bean Extraordinaires.
Bean!
Quite pog. As some of you may know, the Discord was permanently deleted for violating Discord terms of service, which I consider somewhat of an achievement.
Oh
I
my.
honestly haven't had much use for it, so for the time being, it'll stay deleted until I figure out a use case. So, don't join the Discord.
I'm just gonna be so real. I don't know if I'll ever set myself a Discord. Bro, I don't know if I don't know if I would ever be. How the fuck would I even manage that shit? I have no one.
Discord, because there is no Discord. Have a nice day, and remember to give me all your pocket money for nothing in return.
Understandable.
Bye.
Good video! I am so glad I was able to have such a nostalgia trip on that one. Honestly, I kind of appreciate when I have a video where I just kind of yap endlessly about this, that, and the other.